issue of concern, and we are going to address that. We are going to understand what climate change is, what the causes are, what the effects are, and how, as journalists, we can report on climate change issues.
The bank has identified that or has realized that yes, there were a lot of issues. People have been affected by the pandemic, and so it has put in this project to be able to train journalists so that they will be able to better understand the situations of businesses, understand people who have been affected by the COVID, and then how they can write stories to inspire progress, how they can cover the recovery processes of those companies or businesses. So the training has about four components. We are training 150 journalists, about 150 journalists. I want to just train people and leave, but we want to ensure sustainability. So we are going to train selected journalists who will end up becoming trainers of their colleagues so that they can help and then sustain this thing. The training is about advocacy journalism, but it has so many components. So we are looking at gender, how journalists can report gender and avoid gender stereotype, how they can mainstream gender, how they can do sensitive gender reporting. We are talking about climate change. Climate change is a big thing now. It's affecting lives, affecting businesses, affecting, the world. How can journalists understand and tell stories? How can they humanize those stories for people to know that climate change is not too far from us? Climate change is here, and we are already having the effect, feeling the effects of climate change. How can we sensitize people? How can we educate people to be aware of this? And what are some of the mitigating factors? We are also going to discuss MSMEs. Businesses have suffered as a result of the COVID. How are they recovering? What are the opportunities available? What are the challenges? How do we help them? How do we report as journalists on those challenges to make sure that those who are responsible or duty bearers are able to know that these are the challenges they are facing? And how do we make sure that there are policy interventions that do not hinder their progress but help them? So that's another area.
In the information that we provide, the education that we provide the citizenry, and the knowledge that we provide them, it's important that we ourselves as the journalists are knowledgeable. We have updated our knowledge on what is most important, the technology that is available for us to tell our stories better, and then the role of advocacy in changing attitudes and behaviors for the economic recovery after the COVID-19. So management found it very important to apply for this facility for us, as we help also to promote the achievement of the post-COVID-19 skills development and productivity enhancement project. So we are here from across the nation, all our editorial staff and our stringers, to acquire the requisite knowledge and understanding to be able to play advocacy roles in health communication, climate change, and advocacy.
You have a big platform, and so it's important that you use such a platform to advance gender equality. And so it's important that for you to be able to do that, you need to understand, and have your own insights into what gender is really about and how it affects, both men and women. And so it's important that you do that and also be able to report in a gender sensitive way so that you do not perpetuate your reportage, or the content that you produce does not reinforce or promote toxic narratives about women and men.
We've been doing a lot of work on this, but sometimes it's also good for us to go for refresher courses like this to understand the full meaning of them and also impact it to our reporters and others. Every day we have stories coming in those directions, and having such knowledge will also help us to edit and add other things that would have been missing in the scripts. So I think here it has been very impactful, and I believe that going forward is going to improve on my editing on issues discussed at the the workshop.
So this week-long training has been of immense help to me. For me, it's been both a refresher course and an add-on on the previous experience and knowledge that I had in journalism. The add-on has been on the advocacy bit. Although I've been reporting over the years, I've not paid particular attention on doing advocacy reportage, and the training that I've had from this program on digital storytelling and multimedia production has enhanced my skills as a multimedia journalist working particularly in a news agency, and going forward is going to help me tell impactful stories so to contribute to national development.
In fact, the training has been very good, very instrumental in my career as a journalist, because I have now been equipped in the knowledge of what we call advocacy journalism, and so it's going to help me in the areas that we were treated. Were treated was also very good, because gender issues, climate issues, these are the most relevant issues in the country, and health. We now need to do a lot of more advocacy work, so that certain things can be done, certain effects can be changed, policies can be changed, and all that. So I think the training is very good, and my tool as a journalist has been sharpened.
The training has been very insightful. It has improved my knowledge a bit. I didn't know certain things, but now I have much knowledge, particularly in the storytelling side. That's increased my knowledge in it. And I pray that management should organize such regular programs to enhance the knowledge of the reporters.
I'm very excited to participate in this training because it has expanded my knowledge, especially in advocacy reporting. And I would say that as an institution or as an agency, management should invest a lot of resources into such trainings, so that going forward, periodically we are trained to enhance our knowledge in order to be able to do a lot of reports that will lift the agency high.
All of these subjects are very important to us, and it will be good for our audience to have knowledge and understanding of all these topics and all the issues surrounding them. So with the knowledge I have gained from this session, I'll be able to write stories that will be able to bring out the issues for the audience to understand, to break them down, and to educate the audience as well.
My participation in this 4-day training has been insightful. It has been an eye-opener, particularly in line with advocacy journalism. I get the impression that living here, we shouldn't just do our reporting the usual way that it's supposed to be. We should stand for a cause, and that is one of my takeaways from this training.
I do more business stories, and we've been enlightened on stories that we can do to improve and expand the SME sector. Going forward, I'll specialize, or I'll pay more attention to doing more stories for the SMEs.